Kevin Stefanski fired as head coach of the Cleveland Browns. I think pretty much everyone realized this was something that was going to happen, whether it's deserved or not. There's the circus from draft day after Shador Sanders was drafted by the Cleveland Browns and everything that happened since in Cleveland just told you there is no way they keep this guy going forward. He was fired early in the season. They just couldn't announce it. No one knew it. They didn't want to make a change during the season, and there was nothing that changed in the Cleveland Browns season that said, "Yeah, you know what? We're gonna change that up. We're gonna keep Kevin Stefanski." What does this have to do with the Philadelphia Eagles? We're gonna make that connection. I mean, look, this is a big story anyway. I would probably do a video on and talk about it. But here's the thing, and I think it says it early in here. Kevin Stefanski is well respected for his offensive mind. We have an offensive coordinator named Kevin Patullo. By the way, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. Appreciate all your support. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's a really, really simple, easy way for you to help support the channel and help us grow. Now, here we go. I think it's in like the first one. Where is it? Yeah, right here, very first one. The coach is usually the fall guy. I mean, he's the most successful coach they've had since Bill Belichick. He will get a job somewhere else as an OC. There you go, as an OC, as an offensive coordinator. We have spent the entire year in Philadelphia with an incredibly talented offense that has underperformed because we have had a terrible play caller named Kevin Patullo, which, by the way, didn't change at all in the Washington game with Tanner McKee at quarterback and everything else. Just some of the calls that Kevin Patullo made were absolutely bizarre. They've been bizarre all season. They've been predictable all season. They just simply have not made any sense at all. We've got, we're throwing on 3rd and 1. We're giving up on drives when it's 3rd and long. We're always running on 2nd and 10 and on and on and on. I mean, I'll take you to 2 quick things here. I was gonna do with a video that I'm gonna do on, Kevin Patullo. As you can see here, as Alex Smith saying, "Tank Bigsby steamrolling guys." Sorry, I almost closed this out. Tank Bigsby steamrolling guys, and the Eagles throw it twice on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1. Even with the backups playing, the systematic issues remain. I was gonna say systemic, but systematic works too. And as Brian, says here, the systemic issue is Kevin Patullo is bad at his job. Again, responding to the same Alex Smith comment. Even with the backups, Patullo's inability to use common sense in his play calling was obvious and destructive. He is a clear and present danger to the success of the Philadelphia Eagles. It's quite clear that if the Eagles don't repeat as champions, it will be fault of the offensive coordinator. This is widely accepted in the Philadelphia Eagles fan base. I think we can all agree that Kevin Patullo was never qualified for this job to begin with. This was something, and this is a mistake by Howie Roseman because of the success the Eagles have had. He let Nick Sirianni install Kevin Patullo as the offensive coordinator, and he has been terrible. And the problem is he didn't learn anything along the way, right? The same problems that we had in week 1 are the problems that we're having now. There has been no growth. He's never been a play caller until this season. He didn't make any advances all season long as a play caller. There is no possible way that the Philadelphia Eagles fan base, me and all of you, are going to accept Kevin Patullo returning as offensive coordinator. Now, it sucks on one level in terms of Jalen Hurts because once again, he will have a new offensive coordinator like he does every single year of his not just pro career, but college career as well. Of course, one of the big problems with that, and no one's talking about, I've touched on before, is I think a lot of the offense is Nick Sirianni. It is not just Kevin Patullo. A lot of the reason Nick Sirianni got Kevin Patullo is so he could take the pressure off of him as a play caller, right? Because we already know we tried it with Nick Sirianni and it was disaster, but he could still, for the most part, be the one calling plays, which is also part of the reason I think we have struggles in terms of getting plays in on time and getting to the line before we're snapping the ball with no time left on the clock. That's because Nick has to go to Kevin. Kevin has to get everything approved by Nick first. And then I want to play one more clip. We're getting back, and this is why I think the Stefanski thing is interesting for the Philadelphia Eagles, as that first tweet said. he'll get a job somewhere as an offensive coordinator. So let's take a quick listen. This is about a minute long to Seth Joyner has some interesting things to say. And this isn't particular to Stefanski. I always want to say Stefanski, but it is about the Eagles coaching and as much as Sirianni as Patullo.
Don't understand how you could go from 1 year making all the right decisions down the stretch that culminated in a Super Bowl victory to being so inconsistent and so indecisive an entire 17-game season in 2025. I don't understand that one iota.
No, I
because
understand.
I don't. I don't.
I don't mean to cut you off,
I
D.
don't.
But listen, I understand. When the team went in the nosedive at the end of the season, Nick Sirianni said, "Don't you think that if I knew what to do, I'd make the changes?" He said that publicly. Then he stands up and he throws his offensive coordinator under the bus during the press conferences this week. Okay, so he's still saying that he don't know what the hell he's doing.
How could they know what he was doing in 2024?
They had the players
Okay.
to overcome the coaching. Right now, they have the players, but they don't have the offensive line to be able to run the football the way that they want to run it. And then they're deficient in the play calling arena. So now the players can no longer make up the inefficiencies that you're seeing at the coaching position. That's why this team is struggling.
Don't understand.
100%. The line makes all the difference in the world. We have so much talent, obviously, on defense as a team, but the offensive side of the ball, all of these skill players are absolutely unbelievable, and they are able to overcome crappy play calling and everything else. Again, the offensive line have been so dominant. It has been a below offensive line this year, and they just simply can't overcome how bad a coach Nick Sirianni is. That is sad but true, and I know it. I get it. And even in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, are you sure about that? We've been to 2 Super Bowls. We won a Super Bowl. Is he really that bad of a coach? I think, again, it goes back to what Seth was just saying there. So much talent on this team. So dominant on the offensive line when we're talking about the production of the offense specifically, that it makes up for so much other stuff in terms of deficient coaching. Absolutely deficient coaching. When Jalen Hurts can stand in the pocket, people talk about, oh, he holds the ball too long. Jalen Hurts was able to do that and allow those players with all that talent to get open, to overcome the bad play calling thanks to the offensive line. They could run the ball and run it effectively thanks to the now, granted, with Saquon, we also added a hell of a running back, but the offensive line was opening up big time holes. You go back and you look at like those 60+ yard TD runs, and Saquon Barkley's never even touched. He doesn't have to, he's not breaking tackles. And that's not a knock on him. That's just how dominant, absolutely dominant the offensive line is. So here is my bold prediction in the offseason. I don't know if they'll get him, but the Eagles will absolutely interview Kevin Stefanski for the offensive coordinator position. I think Howie Roseman is going to he's not going to allow Nick Sirianni to be involved in selecting an offensive coordinator. He may very well have a conversation with Jalen Hurts, though, which would be interesting as well. So anyway, that is my prediction. The Eagles will try and get Kevin Stefanski. I don't know that they will, but I do think they will go after him. I think there is interest there, and rightly so. And maybe that'll put a little pressure on Nick Sirianni as well in terms of his job, because next year he could very easily get tossed and bring in Kevin Stefanski as who, if he's already the offensive coordinator, you make him the interim head coach for the rest of the season. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate checking out the video as always. Playoff time, folks. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I will talk to you later.